Abhilasha Gupta. I have over 1.5 years of experience in creating AI and agentic automations. I have done internships as well. I'm currently working at an AI automation agency. I've created multiple personal projects with AI automation as well, and I'm here to run you through this course. Agentic and AI automation, the one and the only skill in market that is going to make you irreplaceable. Over here, we are going to learn how you can build your own personal projects, you can create automation workflows, you can create your own agents, and you can create entire businesses, become your own founder through this course. Now, as we know that the world is changing, it is shifting. We see that by every second headline that come across to us that AI is shifting how people are getting hired. The number is reducing, but it is getting replaced by the people who actually know AI. The real question does not lie, will AI replace people? It lies, will AI replace people who do not know how to efficiently use it? But guess what? With this course, you are going to be on the other side of the door. You are going to be the person who would replace entire departments, entire teams. You would be the one who would execute the entire task in just one click. So, why should you learn this course? Apart from the factor that it is going to make you more and more hireable in this job market, it is going to save your time. The reason I started to create AI automation for my personal use was because I had an entire to do list to complete, and most of its tasks were so repetitive that I thought of creating an automation for my own. Basically, little agents that function for me so that they make my day easier. They saved a lot of my time. Next, if you're somebody who is planning to create a business, maybe hire in more people in your company, AI automation is going to reduce your costs. When I was interning at this company, they used to spend honestly 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 hiring interns like me to do their sales work, marketing work, operations work, hiring work. But guess what? With creating AI agents, you can replace this cost. To run an AI agent, depending upon its cost, it's going to cost you around one third or even one fourth of the cost that they previously had to pay for their employees. And lastly, you can scale this work very efficiently. With just adding one or two more modules, you can replace work of entire departments. You don't have to hire in 10 more people, 20 more people, spend a month analyzing how you're going to create this department. You can scale your workflow instantly in less than a single day. Now, here are a few numbers that you should know. By 2030, the global AI market has been projected to grow over a 1.8 trillion dollars. Every single day, we come across news banners talking about the number of jobs AI is replacing. Did you also know that if you're a fresher or an undergraduate currently studying from your college, there has seen a drop of over 16% in the hiring of graduates, especially in roles which AI can integrate or in which AI can be utilized. Also, the the startups which are coming up now, over 51% of them have shown at least some amount of AI agent automation in them, whether it be in their operations, production, hiring, any other format. Between modern automation and traditional automation. So in our course, we are going to focus upon AI automation and agentic automation. So there lies two types of logics. First is called the Boolean logic. very similar to the 0 and 1. It gives you answers in yes or no or just in two options, a linear answer. But then comes the fuzzy logic. Fuzzy logic does not mean confused. It basically means the answers can be very varied, diverse, deeply analyzed, and thought about. AI automation and agentic automation, which come under modern automation, generally use fuzzy logic with Boolean logic. Now, if we have to differentiate between the AI and agentic, the very first thing would be AI automation is used for specific and programmed tasks, almost for routine tasks. You provide it the steps, the rules it has to follow through, and it's going to execute your task accordingly. But with agentic automation, there are more varied things that you can do. And agentic automation is an AI which has a brain of its own. It can plan tasks, it can analyze things, it can create workflows on its own. It can learn from experiences, not make mistakes again. If you have to provide a different change, a different scenario, it can adapt to that as well. It's getting more and more utilized. It's generally used to create agents, workflows, planning, even problem solving agents. It can be utilized for almost anything. Now, here are some core concepts, basically some words that you would need to learn with or before learning AI automation. The first one is workflow. Workflow is like a sequence of multiple connected steps which which kept together, so when it's executed it can complete a task. That entire thing is called a workflow. Now, when using make.com, that same workflow is called a scenario. I would show that to you in make.com as well. Next comes module. You can call it a module, nodule, or a node. It's a single action. It's one single task that the entire workflow is doing. You connect multiple modules to create a scenario or create a workflow. Next is a trigger. Now, a trigger can be your run button or your execute button as well. You basically click on it and your entire workflow is getting executed. Or a trigger can be a scheduled time. For example, you asked your AI automation has to run after 2 hours or after 2 days. You set up that time, and after that time is over, it is going to run your automation. Next, we have a connection or an API. In AI automation, it's extremely crucial that you connect multiple apps together. So that those apps are able to have a fluid, a very simple, a very easy transaction of information between each other. We create an API key. It's basically like a connector, a bridge, which is able to flow information from one side to the other. Now, we are going to explore make.com a bit. I have created few scenarios. I've created few automations for you that you can explore now. So the first one is a LinkedIn post automation. This was a project, it was a self project. Now, how you can, if you, example, you are a marketer and you have been hired to schedule posts, create ideas, generate content, and post it up and schedule it up every week. Now, but it's a very repetitive and redundant task for you, and you would rather give your time for something more fruitful. You can create this automation for the same. Now, this automation is currently for LinkedIn. It can be utilized for Instagram, for WhatsApp, or any social media platform. The very first thing you do is create a Google Sheets. In your Google Sheets, we are going to create two columns. The first one is a topics column. The second one is done or not done column. Now, this column is very crucial, and this checkbox method is also very important. We will explore about it very soon. So the topics, you can use AI to generate them as well, or maybe you can ideate yourself and input all of the topics. Now, after this has been created, we are going to go to make.com. This is a very simple linear 5 modules automation created. This would be one of the first automations that you would also create in this course. Now, the very first thing we connect is our Google Sheets. So you would have a Google account and that API you're going to connect over here. Next is going to be our saving method. It's going to get saved up in my drive. Next is spreadsheet. In my Google Sheet account, there are multiple spreadsheets. I am connecting the LinkedIn post ideas spreadsheet. The sheet name, currently I only have one sheet, so it's sheet 1. Next we have, does my table contain headers? Yes, it contains headers, topics done and not done. It's always better to have headers in your table. Next we have a column range. Column range is basically how many columns do I have. I only have 2 columns, so I have chosen the simplest one. Next we have a filter. Here is when things get a little complicated. Here is where you have to use your mind, your critical thinking as to how your AI automation is going to work about. So it's very simple. Here in the filter, we are going to input where that filter is going to apply. That is the second column, which is the B column, done, not done column, this column. Next, what is a text operator? A text operator is equal to whether my B column is equal to something or not equal to. There are multiple text operators. We will learn about them as well. And a text operator is supposed to be false. Why false? I'll explain. So in this checkbox method, if a checkbox is done, that makes the operator true, means it has been done. But when the checkbox is undone, that makes it false, means it has not been done. So this automation is working in an ascending order. It means it's going to pick upon topics from top to the bottom. So when our checkbox is not done, it's going to pick up on that topic and not a topic it has already been posted. We save this up. Next we have Make AI Toolkit. There are multiple AI models that you can connect. I have connected Make AI's model itself. Here was my connection. This connection was created very easily because I am working with Make AI only. We have different model types. So you can connect ChatGPT, Anthropic, Claude, Gemini, anything and choose up the model that you want. Because I'm using Make AI's model only, I have 3 options, small, medium and large. I have chosen large. Now text is where you're going to give your prompt. So I would always recommend to have a very descriptive, lengthy and very specific prompt so that your output generated is going to be consistent and you would not have to pivot it again and again. So here I've created up my prompt. You can create it on your own needs. Now, do you notice this green rectangle? When I click on it, my Google Sheets bubble is hovering. The reason is that this topics A, has been chosen from my Google Sheets. When I click on it, there are like multiple rows, columns, and cells that I can attach over here. The reason this is attached is because when our automation is running, it's going to again and again pick up on that topics. It's going to pick up on from this column. That's why this attachment has to be done. This connection has to be made over there. We do it safe. Also, this entire collection of modules, each bubble is called a module. This entire collection is called a scenario in make.com. Here you see scenario. When you would be joining a course, we would be running you through the entire UI and the workflow of make.com and other tools as well. Next, I have attached Hugging Face. Now, Hugging Face is an image and video model. I have connected their generate an image, basically an image model I've connected over here. You can use other AI models like Gemini, Nano Banana, ChatGPT as well. Hugging Face was a cheap model. It was the free model. That's why I've connected this for now. Now here we have created our API. I've connected my connection over here. We would learn how to create our own API keys as well in the course. Next, we have selected the model type. I have used the stability model, the stable diffusion model. Next, here is our prompt. As I mentioned, the prompt should be descriptive. It should be long and very specific. This prompt is very lengthy so that the images that I'm going to have are going to be specific as well. I would not have to again and again give it a separate prompt. Now, do you see this green bubble? This green rectangle is again there. It has been chosen from my Google Sheets so that the image that it's creating is getting created from my Google Sheets topic. It's not creating any image of its own. I've provided it a specific topic. From there, it's going to pick up on. We do save. Next, I have connected my LinkedIn account. My LinkedIn connection is there, Abhilasha Gupta. Next, the upload method is upload a file. Generally, when you're connecting your LinkedIn for post, it's uploading text but here, because I have an image model which is Hugging Face with me, so I have chosen upload a file. The file is to be picked upon from Hugging Face model, generating an image model. The title of that photo is simply image. You can choose anything. You can put it as the topic of your post or anything. Actually, I've just simply put an image. I'll alternate text. Basically, when an image has not been created, it's going to show me image not found. Next, we have our content. Here it's the text content that it is attaching. The text content, when I click on this purple box, it's getting the text content from the Make AI toolkit. Our Make AI is generating our text post, our textual content. It's picking up from there. Now you can choose upon your visibility whether all the members on LinkedIn can look at it or only your connections can look at it. Currently, I've chosen only my connections. We save it up. Lastly, we have Google Sheets. Now, the reason, if you might ask, why do we have Google Sheets at the end also? At the starting, it's understandable because it has to pick up on the data, right? Why do we have it at the end as well? The reason is that you see this checkbox, right? If I do not put the Google Sheets module at the end as well, I would have to come and manually do the checkbox, undo the checkbox on my own. But with attaching a Google Sheets module, it itself is going to, after the post has been posted, it is going to check on that checkbox, and I can just come up and just review it up. I don't have to manually do it. Here again, I have connected my connection. It's the same sheet. My LinkedIn post idea, sheet 1, and the cell here B again. Now here you see the value is to be made true. Here in my filters, the value was false. Basically, the post has to be created when the value is false. Basically, the checkbox is empty. And at the end, when the post has been created, the value becomes true. Basically, the checkbox gets tick marked. So here was a very simple automation. You would also learn this along with many other modules as well. So I'm going to show you two more automations that I had created. Now this automation, I call it crisp. So I was somebody who really liked to read news, read about different industries every single day. So I created up this automation because previous to that, I have to go to different websites, different news channels, Google it, and I would never get, all the information in one singular place. So I created this information. I will just run you through it very simply. This is not a very linear automation because it has an if-else model attached to it. Basically, at the end of it, it follows two pathways depending upon the answer it gets from this model. There are no worries. This is a medium level model. You will learn about it in future after you have created a few simpler models. So I'll run you through it very simply. The very first thing again is the Google Sheets. Over here, I have given it the industries and the companies that I want to follow, that I want to gain knowledge about. Next, I have attached a Make AI web search. Similar to Make AI toolkit, we have a tool called Make AI web search. It basically Googles, it scrapes information through the web. It, in simple terms, it researches about whatever information you have given it. After that, all of that scrambled data, it gives it to the Make AI toolkit. Make AI toolkit is going to summarize it, is going to digest it, and is going to give it to my Google Docs in the form of a report. In my report, I'm going to have all the information, consolidated information that I can read in one go. And at the end, again, we have Google Sheets. In my Google Sheets, it's going to create up a checkbox. It's going to show me that my report has been created. And last, this automation is one of the most advanced automation. It's a very descriptive automation. This is called sales email automation. So the reason it was created was because I was doing internship at one of the companies, and they utilized one marketing method that was mass emailing. But the difference that I noticed was that they were spending a lot of amount of time, at least 20 to 30 minutes per lead, to basically search upon their industry, search upon their company, then creating a report for them, then sharing them the email. So it was consuming a lot of their time. So instead of that, I came up with this automation. In this automation, I just have to input the information about my clients. It is going to search about their industry, create up a personalized email, and send it up on its own. It reduces the time it reduces the time of per client, or it reduces time from per client of around 20-30 minutes to just 2 to 3 minutes. And I just have to click on run, and every singular thing is executed for me. Now that you have gone through how different AI automations can be created and how you can actually deploy them, I'm going to run you through the module or the course structure that we would follow. Mainly, we are going to learn about 4 tools. The very first one is make.com, the simplest and one of the most widely used tools that you can utilize if you're somebody who comes from a non-tech background, somebody who has never worked with any coding. You can use make.com. I personally come from a no tech background, and I'm able to utilize make.com very easily. Next, we are going to use Zapier. So very similar to make.com and other AI automation tools, Zapier helps you create AI automation, but what else it helps you do is once you create multiple automations, maybe you have one for your HR department, one for your operations, one for sales, one for finance, you can integrate all of them together on Zapier. You can keep an eye on them, see how they are working. You can basically manage all of them in one place, and that is Zapier. Next, we have Anyten. Anyten is an advanced version of make.com. So make.com, as I mentioned, is a no-code tool. Anyten is a low-code tool. Basically, if you're somebody who has minimal knowledge of coding, this would be very, very easy for you. But again, somebody like me who has had zero background with coding, you can still use Anyten. It's used for much more advanced automations, handling much more complex data, creating more complicated scenarios. And lastly, we have Cloud Code. So with make.com, N8N, Zapier, you cannot have the assistance of an AI model. But with Cloud Code, you can at the very same time in real time have an AI agent help you create up your automations. It will be giving you real time advice. You can debug. If there's any errors coming, you can solve them as well. So the very first thing that we would be learning is foundation. Basically, you would be learning up some theories, some theoretical information, basics of AI automation if you do not have knowledge about that. And after that, we would work upon the practicality, the practical tools, which is make.com, Zapier, N10, and Cloud Code. At the end, you would be given capstone projects. Basically, at the end of this course, you would have created multiple automation projects of your own, which you can utilize in your resume, in your interviews, in maybe creating up your own business as well. The course structure is very simple. It's of 16 weeks or 4 months. It's a very short course. The schedule is also very simple. It's very flexible. If you're somebody who is a working professional or maybe even a senior college student, the course structure is going to be 2 hours per day for 3 days a week. So basically, every week you would be given guided sessions of 6 hours. Apart from that, you would have multiple project hours where you would be given capstone projects that you would be working upon your own. And you can always have guidance. You can always clear your doubts. There would be doubt session as well. So I would like to end up by saying that AI automation is 100% replacing a lot of people, but it's not actually replacing people. It's replacing people who do not know how to use AI automation. You can actually become somebody who can replace an entire department's worth of 1 month's work. Also, do not think that AI can remove or it can replace your critical thinking. Always remember, as an AI automation manager, an AI automation expert, your critical thinking and your creativity is always going to be your unique point, your plus point. It's how you would be able to place yourself in a different stature than other people. You yourself would have to learn how you can create a certain workflow, how a certain automation should go through, what problems it can solve. Those are the issues that AI cannot give you answers to. AI can only give you answers to the problem that it gives you. It can only create a structure. But coming up with that structure and coming up with a problem it can solve, how it can be deployed, is all about you.